Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the You Thrive Everyday Show. And we are welcoming back Indigo Goddess. I'm excited. She's been on the show
Yay.
previously. She gave us some background information into her life and all her talents, honey, because she got many a talents. But as we did that interview, one thing that stuck out in my mind was master teacher. Okay. So she is going to come on today and she's going to give us some great information. It's going to be an interesting show. It might get a little spicy. I don't know, but it's going to be entertaining at the least and informative all at the same damn time. Okay. So, Goddess, please tell us what you're going to be talking about today. And girl, just dive right into it because I'm excited. Let's go.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to be talking about today is deities or the gods and goddesses. These mythical characters, if you were, raised in the Western philosophy of things, the mythical characters are actually real. I wouldn't say characters, but they're real energies. And there's a lot of them. And those energies were created for us to actually utilize. We have to, at this point in our spiritual journeys, we continue to evolve. You have to shake that spookism or that feeling of you being unable to utilize this energy because it's here for you. That's why it was created, all the way down to creating your own magical entity. But I'll save that for the end.
Okay. So,
Okay.
real quick question because you said something that really stuck out, right? So, a lot of times with a lot of these deities, especially for the newbies that are hopping in to this information. So,
Mhm.
are you saying that these actual deities didn't exist and it's like their energy is supposed to be interpreted, or they did exist, or like explain?
Absolutely. So on some lands and some timeline, which all merges together, they existed.
Okay.
The original set, should I say, because what you have is different pantheons of gods and goddesses, but that would go with the different groups of people. Okay. So say for instance, just for example, Isis. Isis would be the Greek name, and her Kemetic name is Aset, you know, or even at Anubis, which again would be the Greek or Egyptian name, but his Kemetic name was Ampu. Just to give you some examples, you can follow and go all the way down the line for Heru in the Greek, that would be Zeus. Okay. So
Okay,
just to give
thank
you
you
an
for that
example
clarity because that makes a
of,
lot.
of how that goes, But it's really what we're looking at this point is the aspect of them, which everything at this point you should know, or if you don't know, you'll get to this point of understanding that everything starts from the inside out. So utilizing the energies that they have harnessed and calling upon them or setting up altars, and not to be worshipped. That's not only thing in my belief system, and my knowing, should I say. Only thing you worship is you worship yourself. Okay. But however, you can pay homage or honor these energies in order to have that exchange, that energy brought into your euphoric field, okay, into your life, into your universe.
So why do
Okay.
you think it's so much of that nowadays, where when people are dealing with these deities or what we call gods, that it's such a worship thing? Like I'm gonna bow down my life to you and give it to you. Like what is all that about?
Well, that's a program,
Okay.
you know, and I haven't researched this information myself, but it was told by brother what's his name, Billy Carson, that, and I've heard on another platform as well in regards to a worship gene, that
Okay.
there's actually a worship gene in the inside, but it can be turned off, but it does heavily rely upon the programming, since coming out of the womb in your family, which your mother and father would be the most prominent programmer in everyone's life. Okay, whoever you grew up with, even if it was your grandparents, they would be their prominent programmer, which they have been programmed. So it's literally just passed down. But you could start your life in church or in some type of religious group. And it just goes on from there. I mean, a child is more impressionable from the ages of 0 to 7. So what you've been impressed upon was going to church or going to some type of religious setting, that you are receiving that information. Okay, this is what a person should do.
Okay. So last episode, we talked a little bit about this, but what is the deal with people identifying or conjuring up these entities and there being some kind of debt, like they owe them something? Like how does this even come about? Because we see a lot of this, especially mainstream Hollywood. What is that whole ordeal about?
So, well, first off, you do have your so-called or gods and goddesses or higher deities. Then you have subordinate deities.
Okay.
And you also have demiurges. Then you also have spirits, and you also have uh, a demon, which is another type of entity. It would be uh, more of a lower form of entity. When I say lower, not necessarily, I'm talking about in thought wise, thinking of harming or hurting someone. Okay. And then you also have people that have transitioned to the other side, that their spirit can bring on a lot of ruckus. I mean, it's the real thing. So there's different levels, and so most people that are informed and do their research on what deities they are trying to either conjure or connect with or use their energy, and making sure that they are, for one, a deity that's going to give you that positive or that power or that energy that you're looking for, and making sure that you don't owe anything to that, because those are other energies, you
Okay.
know,
So
that's going to want something in return.
okay. So break down that whole, I don't know what we want to call it, hierarchy that you were just talking about. You ended with the devil or demon being
Demons.
like a low,
Yes, I don't
being
think
of a lower,
like no
thought.
devil.
So break that down and describe
Okay, I was just
that
kind
is.
of going through, but you have your gods and goddesses, which most of them, the more powerful ones, are going to have animal heads or some type of head that doesn't necessarily have a human face. Okay, that's going to be your more powerful deities. Okay, because they are far removed. They may still have, arms and legs, but however, they're looking upon them. So think about what the most religious texts say, talking about looking upon the face of God. You couldn't look at it. So you're not getting a human face. So that would be the representation of that, is giving the more powerful deities a non-human face. Okay. Um And so then you go down to subordinate deities. So these are deities that have been raised up in certain religious groups, or raised up after they have possibly have lived here, or lived, in a physical. Okay. But however, they still pull power from a higher deity.
Okay.
So that would be a subordinate type of deity. It's been said in a lot of groups that some of the orishas are subordinate deities. However, you do have some that don't show their face. So I would say that those would be the higher deities of those groups. Next thing, you have spirits, or different spirits or entities, which spirits can definitely be ancestors, people that have lived a long time ago. Just being able to be in that realm. I mean, you could do certain rituals and things to bring back that energy, or be able to communicate with that energy, because you're just basically getting past the 3D realm that we're in and tapping into some outer source, some outer energy. Okay, where that type of energy lies. All right. Then you got your demons and stuff, which are entities of higher dimension. However, they can also be summoned and called upon, but they have more of a negative annotation about themselves, because most deities higher don't. I mean, even though you have some like the Great Mother Sekhmet in the Kemetic or Egyptian pantheon, but she is the goddess of war, though. Doesn't mean she's evil. Sometimes you have to have war. You always have to have that balance of light and dark. Okay. So just that balance of which it teaches us. The Kemetic pantheon is the most I feel like teaching pantheon of gods and goddesses to take a look at, because it's also showing you aspects of yourself. Like the light and dark. Okay, so Isis, or Aset, and her sister Nephet, or they call her Nephthys. Okay, so that will be the repetition of the light and the dark, because of the energies that Aset has for the light, and then the energies that her sister had as the dark. So when you see them on hieroglyphs, you will always see them depicted pretty much together on the opposite side of Asar. Okay. But I know I went a little.
No, I just wanted
Okay.
the audience to just get a little bit of a foundation for those that are like intrigued, but have
Okay.
not actually like stepped into this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
All
So I
right,
just
girl.
want everybody to understand, though, also, like, because I did talk about setting up an altar and things of that sort, and doing altar work. Just depends on what type of work or what type of way you want to bring in this energy. Okay. You could just meditate upon the energy. I mean, those are just some other ways that you can do this. You don't have to go that route. Depends on what type of results you're trying to get, however, but you don't necessarily have to go that route. But I think starting off, just pure knowledge is helpful. Once you get past that, okay, this is not something, or I'm doing something taboo, that programming. Get past that. And then look into some great books. You got the Dictionary of Gods and Goddesses by Michael Jordan, not the basketball player. Okay. However, so it's a huge dictionary that you can look at, and it'll tell you all types of different gods and goddesses, or spirits and energies. You also have the Encyclopedia of Spirits, That's another book. Another great book also is the Encyclopedia of Gods and Goddesses by Charles Collier and Patricia Turner. So that's another great book that you can look at to get that information. It'll tell you all about that particular deity and what they're about, what their energy is, how and ways you can use them. So
Okay,
it's
so
very
let's
good,
get into
you know,
some
just
of
to,
these. Go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm ready for the juice now. We got the foundation.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, because I was just gonna give you like an example
yeah.
of a god or a goddess. I'll do one that's like really known. Should I say really known? So let's do Heru. Okay, everybody knows who Heru is. The face of God. You know, that's another name. Okay. He has many names. But Heru, like hero, that's where you get the word hero from. Okay. So in the Greek, I told you Zeus. Also another one that would pick up those energies would be a little bit of Thor's energy as well, but he will go under someone else. So Heru is like a sky god, okay? His other name also is Horus. You may know about Horus. Um, it's the Egyptian name. Kemetic is Heru. Okay, he's also known as the warrior god. He's a hunter. And he was celebrated in the ancient Egyptian as the ultimate victor. Okay, Horus also was depicted as a falcon head as well. So most of the time, if you're looking on the ancient hieroglyphs, you would see a falcon head, you know, with a man's body. So they're talking about Heru in that aspect. Okay. He's also referenced with the one eye symbol or the eye of Horus, which is actually, if you slice the brain in half, that will be the pineal gland. Okay, again, teaching you more about yourself
Mm-hmm.
and getting that knowledge within self. Okay. The energies that he has is power, wisdom, strength, courage. He's a warrior mindset. So if you have to strategize or ready to attack something, not someone, I'm talking about something like a project or something like that, you can utilize his energy for that. He has the hero heart, and also he represents consciousness as well. So again, you can utilize that energy or think upon him while you are like meditating or things of that sort. That's how you utilize that energy. If you're looking to be more powerful, or if you're using like a Hindu goddess like Lakshmi, and who's known for wealth and prosperity, and you're trying to bring in more money or more wealth or prosperity into your life or into your situation, that will be a goddess that you would connect with to use that energy, you know.
Okay. So let's say that someone was setting up an altar for these two deities that you just named, right? Which are some very powerful deities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How would you, because I mean, for most of us, we understand a little bit of this reality, and we feel like we want to keep a balance. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
as well as we're looking to receive, we would also like to give. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, what would be, I guess, healthy ways to give or provide offerings, you know, that are not on the lines of unbalanced worship where I give you my soul. you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that for nobody. If you look that up and see something like that, I wouldn't work with that particular deity. But you can also find out different colors and different things that work well with the deity. So let's choose one. Let's talk about Lord Ganesha. Okay, he's a Hindu deity that is depicted as an elephant.
Mhm.
Okay, he has an elephant head and a few different arms. So he has a couple arms more than your typical elephant. However, each arm is holding a special gift for either prosperity, or he has this little thing that he hurls at people, humanity, for their material things that they want. So my altar, I do have a Lord Ganesha altar. And on my altar, you always want to start with a wooden base for an altar. So he's on a wooden base, and I have him sitting all around him is candies. He loves sweets. He has the big belly. He likes to eat. He likes joy, happiness. Okay. So he has candy all around him, different sort of assorted candy that I purchased to put around him. I also put on his altar the color pink. Is a color that resonates well with Lord Ganesha. So I burn my pink candle there. As well as I do have coins and money and little notes or things of positive affirmations of prosperity and things that I have sitting around him, sitting in his arms, because his arms are kind of just,
Yeah.
it has little creases, but I give him that's all that particular deity asks for. Like, he's a really good, that energy that he offers is really good, is really friendly. He loves to help. All he wants is the candy. Just give him some candy and you're good to go. If y'all energies connect, and he'll definitely work with you and help you. He's also an obstacle remover. So he removes obstacles out of your way. So if you're feeling blocked or having blockages in their area, especially in the area of prosperity, you can set you up a Lord Ganesha altar. You can also say his mantra as well. Only way I can say it, I have to hum it. I can't just say the letters, but I have to say it out. But Gam Gana Patanina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you could also say his mantra on Wednesdays. Today is Wednesday. So on Wednesday, and I've already did my Lord Ganesha meditation and mantra, where I hold a mudra. He has a mudra as well that you can hold. So you can put all of these combinations, and these are energies, even incorporating yourself with saying the mantra, with using mudras to just bring in that energy of prosperity. So that's just an example of one deity.
So how do you know if your energy doesn't match with the deity?
If you don't get no results.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you gonna be struck by lightning?
If
No.
you don't get no results, you might try the first time and, you have to believe within yourself and what you're doing, of course, have that confidence, should I say. I want to lose the word belief, but confidence. But try and then try again. But you'll know if you get in that blockages, especially burning that corresponding candle with the color will also let you know if it's blockages there because of the way the candle will look.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I teach that in my candle magic class.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so yeah, drop your information real quick because I might forget.
okay, all right.
Oh, we in the
So
middle of this thing. Go ahead and drop it, girl.
so my website is it's going to be Metaphysical Suite number 9, and the handle for that is AIM Suite 9. So I'll spell it AIMSUITE, the number 9.com. I can be reached there. as well as on all of my social media platforms. It's going to be Indigo Goddess 717. That's Indigo Goddess 717. And the Cash App is kind of long. So I do have it down. The beautiful goddess will put it down in the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And,
text me
but
all of
when you
that.
do pull it up, it's gonna be a $sign, artistically, intuitively artistic. See, I was getting ready to say it wrong. It's gonna be down there, but my name will pull up. It'll say Indigo Goddess 44. Okay. All
Okay.
right.
So, so you were this particular deity you were just speaking of, you've actually
Mhm.
worked with. So what other okay. Let's let's scratch that. What I want to know is what is the difference? Like when you're working with, I forgot the term you used, but when you're working with a main god or deity versus a subordinate, what would be the difference in your approach or how you handle these energies?
Okay, my personal advice is if it's a subordinate deity, why you want to work with it anyway? I wouldn't. I wouldn't waste my time. That's why you want to research and find out if you're actually messing with or if you're entertaining a subordinate deity. You can if you want to. That would be an example of in religion of a subordinate deity would probably be um Jesus. Because no, I'm just saying, look at the relationship between God and Jesus.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So he's telling you he's not God, but you can come to him. So he's a deity, but the real person is his father. So I'm just talking about showing you the relationship of what
Exactly.
I mean by a subordinate deity. Okay.
Okay. So I know this isn't your just you don't mess with it. You know what I'm saying? But you also have a very broad perspective. You're that talented. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So why would someone mess with something, let's just say low class, like a demon versus dealing with a god? You know?
Because they don't know any better. That's what I would work with. I would say because they don't know any better, or they felt like they couldn't find the information or be able to do whatever it is they were trying to do. But a lot of people just unknowingly are working with different energies and entities, that are not of a higher standard or a higher status. Okay. They don't have the knowledge.
Oh wow.
Don't have the knowledge, and that energy is probably giving them what you want. Just like I said, I was going to mention about creating your own entity. That's a thing. You can absolutely create your own entity to do your will and your bidding. Doesn't make that entity a god or anything like that, or just using that word. I mean, that word is so loose because it's a title, you know, but it's not per se a higher deity, the entity you could create, but it could do things for you just in the same way, you know. So we inadvertently create entities all the time through thoughts and thought forms and negative thought forms. So why not use that energy and transmute it and make you an entity that's gonna go get that bag for you, or just do
Girl,
something different,
let's get into that because that's spicy. Like that's spicy. Okay,
So that's
so
fancy.
first explain to the people because this is important. This is so
Mhm.
important. Okay. How are people creating, most of them subconsciously, negative entities with their thoughts.
Uh-huh.
How would
How
they
are
do
you
that?
creating them?
Yeah, how would an individual do that?
Okay. Just by thinking negative thoughts. Anytime anything that you think, it goes off into the etheric realm, where it just kind of floats around. I'm talking about ideas, things that you've been thinking about. It detaches, just like we can receive downloads or receive information the same way as it goes out, you know. So you just having these negative thoughts, and now what you have to do is be careful about giving those negative thoughts legs and arms and hands and everything, by continuing to fester it and feed that thought, and it grows and grows and grows. So then now you created such a negative situation around whatever it is that you were thinking about or focusing on. So you've literally created an entity. You've literally created a situation. Okay. But in turn, energetically, it's an entity that you've created due to your own negative thinking or whatever, focusing on something, that whatever you're focusing on, but in a negative way. And in turn, you can create manifestation and manifest things, not create manifestation, but manifest things by focusing on something, visualizing it, growing and feeding that, and making it that go-getter entity to bring you your desires. So it just works hand in, it just, it's how you're using it, nefariously or for your greater good.
Okay. So it's almost like a visual, imaginary clone.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
That's a
sitting
good meaning.
here. And so what would I do? I'd be meditating every day. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, look, go get this bag. I want to sit here and chill out. So what I do, I just visualize me going out here and getting this bag. Like, how that work?
Yeah, well, visualization is it's a really good form of manifestation and oh, I can't talk right now. It's a really good way to manifest. Okay. It's one of actually most important ways. And they even talk about this in those documents with the CIA about manifestation, is visualization. So having those times to really focus and get it in your mind's eye, because this is where all of it starts. That's where the information starts. It all starts with a thought. So if you can sit there and plan out and really think about it, and the key times would be right before you go to rest, and then also right before you fully wake up. So as you're kind of like, getting ready to rise for the day, and your first time cracking your eyes, your mind is still in that semi dream state where you where it's really thin, where you can be able to create and manifest and bring that energy here. That's a good time to visualize on something that you are looking like, that trip you want to take. Visualize yourself stepping on a plane. Visualize yourself packing your suitcase. Visualizing yourself telling all your friends, calling them up, like, I'm about to hit the trip. I'm about to go on this trip. I'm about to do whatever. But visualize, make that thing really real, because what you're doing is actually training your subconscious. And your subconscious, you're putting that emotion to be like, oh, wait a minute, we really doing this.
Yes.
Okay, let's go then. Let's do this. Let's make this a real thing. And that's what you're doing with your subconscious. That could, because that's that part of you that's always working for you, always bringing in, what you're thinking about. So that's why you be careful about your thoughts, because it's gonna work on that. It's gonna be like, oh, that's what we feel. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, let's do this. All right, cool. No matter what it is. So that's that visualization. So that's important to help in manifestation. Yeah, see
So,
it. That's
what if? So from what you're saying, because I'm collecting the data. Okay. So from
okay.
what you're saying, to me, it would kind of make more sense. Like, why we need these deities anyway? Like, wouldn't it make more? Okay, go ahead, answer that.
No, go ahead. I want you to.
Because, like, wouldn't it make more sense to like create your altar, channel it, put pictures of yourself, while you at the altar, you doing your visualizations of what you want self to do, you telling the subconscious mind, da 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 da, whatever it is you're trying to manifest, and doing this every day as a ritual, versus calling in a deity, so to speak.
Mhm. So reason why that you would do that is because for one, you're using that power, that energy. It's already that particular energy has already been created and has the power already. Also, too, um, you have to learn and have more confidence within yourself before you start creating your own magical entities, which, like I said, I encourage everyone to get up to that point. But you have to have a starting point. You went from not doing this at all to creating your own entities. I mean, it can be done if you really want to, put in that work. That's okay. That's cool. But the deities are here and they were already created for that purpose, to utilize that energy, especially navigating through this simulation or this matrix that we're in. These are extra just tools that your ancestors already got together for you. So it's all about tapping in and finding out what it is and how you can use it for your benefit. Everything is always should be for your benefit, everything that you do, because it's all about raising up, and being successful in all that you do. So you got all these different tools and ways to go about it. This is just one. If you're unsure of what deity to work with, tap in with me on my website. I do readings, which is called a deity linkage
What?
through numerology. And I will let you know with your own personal numbers what deities work best with you.
Wow.
Okay. So that's a service that I offer.
I ain't never even heard of that.
Hmm.
I think we talked about that before.
We talked about it, but it's the thing, you know.
So you so is it like doing someone's numerology chart, you know what I'm saying, where you take their name, their birthday, and all that,
Mhm.
and then kind of match it up, see what their numbers are, and then, the correlation to a deity. What? That's how
Mhm.
you do it?
Yeah. I matched it up with using these four core numbers that's only derived from your personal information. It's not coming from anywhere else. So I also do numerology readings as well. So that's a separate service. However, I give you a very, very thorough breakdown and something tangible you can have so you can go back and review that for yourself about yourself. But yes, I will take those numbers, do the math, break it down, get all the information together for you, and then discuss it with you so that you are well informed and well on your way to your new journey.
Wow. So is that
Mhm.
kind of like astrology? Because like some astrologists will take, they'll match you with like your opposite energy. You know what I mean? Because what you lack, they kind of have, and you know what I'm saying, vice versa. Does it work like that, or do you want to keep, similar energies? Does
Are
that
you talking
make
about in
sense?
relationship wise?
No, with the deities.
Oh, with the deity. So I would use it in a way of depending upon what you're trying to do.
Okay, I got you right.
Okay.
Basically.
It would be great if you had a map of what your goals are, what you're trying to do, which you can get that using an astrology reading or going deeper and using a numerology reading to kind of figure your path out. Okay. And then you can utilize those energies that they have to offer for whatever it is you're trying to do. Say, for instance, I am trying to be better with money. Okay. I can use energies if I'm like a number 8 and I'm trying to like transform or move things around. If I'm a number 8 and one of my core numbers, my life path or expression number. If I'm a number 8 and a deity that lines up with 8 is Anubis, right? Anubis, one of his traits or one of his energies is transformation. I can use that energy of transformation and call upon Anubis, which is another really generous deity to work with. He's never had a human face. He's always depicted as the dog's head.
Mm.
Okay. But he's a very kind, generous deity in regards to he's always depicted with scales, weighing the scales. So that's your heart, your deeds, your heart. So like I said, he's easy to work with. He'll come if you call upon him, he will come. But utilizing his energy of transformation to start maybe changing my mindset, helping me change my mindset and my views upon money. Okay, because that's where you're gonna start too. If you're having troubles with money, keeping money, saving money, things of that, it's not that something wrong with you. It's that you have to change your mindset and your view about it. Because if you are feeling one way about it, but yet your subconscious, who's been programmed to think about it in a particular way all of this time, still has that programming. So you have to unprogram yourself on your views on money, and that will help you going forward and making better choices with money and having a better relationship with that energy, which is money.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I know I kind of was asking questions all over the place. As they pop in, I'm like, So, is there anything else that you would like to add that you feel the people should know? Because this is an important topic.
I would say definitely do your research. Take a look at those books. Um, tap in on my website. I connect with me. I'll talk to you about it, or tap in with me on my social medias if you have questions and things like that. I'm not gonna give you a whole session for free, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But however, definitely look into. Don't be afraid, first of all, to look into the information. If you keep coming across this information, it's your spirit, like, or your whole higher self. Like, I keep showing you what you might need to get into. So come on. So stop being scared because there's really nothing to be afraid of. I'm not a person that uses anything that I do in a negative way because I really don't see a point in it. I can get in a much higher space and stay more high vibrational, being in a place of love and abundance,
Yes.
you know? So, but that's because that's totally up to you. Those that are doing negative things, they chose that. Even if they chose that out of ignorance by not looking into that information, again, that's a choice because the information is there for you to look at. But if you want to shortcut it around the way, you're going to get the shortcut answer. You're gonna get the shortcut results. So I just add to the people, just always just research, make your own decisions, consult yourself, have discernment on anything that you come across, because you're gonna have somebody in your ear telling you this, you're gonna have somebody in your ear telling you that. And then you're gonna be on your phone and seeing somebody in your eyeballs telling you something different. Okay. But you need to make these decisions for yourself, whatever you do, and whatever you do. It's all about making those decisions for yourself and discerning that information in the inside and going to look for the information. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
indeed,
wow.
indeed.
Okay, well, that's a good message for the people. Do your research. Okay. And I am putting a stamp on that because there's so much information out here. And especially with our younger generations, okay, those like under 30, it's like you see a few TikTok videos, a few videos on Instagram, you know what I mean? And like those are your facts. you know. And so definitely do pick up some books from different authors so that you see the different perspectives, and then you feel the truth. I think that's really important. You know what I mean? Because even books are written from people and just their perspective. You know what I mean? So I feel that it's very important to feel as you're collecting this information, as you're collecting the data, to feel it. Because the truth, in my opinion, is felt. Like you know the truth. You know the truth. If it
Right.
feel a little, then sit with it, keep doing your research until it is affirmed within you. Like that's the truth. I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, girl. So, I think that's it for all my questions. And like I said, unless you got some more data that you want to spear out to the
I mean,
people.
I always got information and it's gonna cause us to go on and on, but definitely just tap in with me. Um, I'll even discuss the infamous Baphomet.
Ooh.
Which is nothing to be scared. I mean, this world, this
I know, but that's what I like. I
civilization we're
like the
in is
juicy.
just,
I like the controversial
oh
stuff.
my goodness, but it's not even, it's we make that up in our minds, that's a programming to feel a certain type of way, you know, and you'll see it once you like find out real information about something and what it is, and then you go back and hear it on social media or something. You can see that struggle of yourself trying to separate yourself from that information. You know, why be afraid if you know really what the Baphomet is and what that symbol is about? Because it's a symbol and it's actually not a deity. It's not a god or a goddess. It's a symbol.
Mm,
Um, Symbol actually meaning the perfect man. That would be the perfect balance of the light and the dark, the male and female.
mm.
That's what that symbol is about. It's several symbols within that whole symbol. So it's like reading everything. That's like reading how you gonna read one word out of the sentence and be like, oh, I know what the whole book is about, you know, versus reading everything because that's the way it was set up because they knew that certain people just wouldn't. They knew that. They know that certain people just gonna look at that and be like, oh, they're scared. It's over with. It's like, no, I mean, think about it, people, the same system that gave you Jesus gave you the devil. So
Something to think about.
You know, once you go find out for yourself. Because remember, keywords is they gave you this information. In those books I named earlier, they also even talk about indigenous or our ancient ancestors on the native side, the names of those gods and goddesses and those energies. So if you want to tap in further within your native side and pull out your indigenous energies from your ancestors, take a look at those books, especially the Encyclopedia of Gods and Goddesses is a great book to be able to connect and see what the names of those deities are. Something may jump out at you. You
Right.
know, spirit, when I have large books I have to go through, do I read it page by page? No. I have that connection and that energy and that connection with my higher self to know that when information jumps out at me or I'm led to a particular information, that was for that reason. You know, so I can start thumbing through the book and I land on exactly what it is I needed to see because that's the way a spirit works, you know, and that's the way that my higher self works. That's my spirit and yours as well, you know, but we have to trust in it.
That's that's the key.
That's the key. So take this 600-page encyclopedia. That's how many deities and energies it is to work with and thumb through it. Find you.
Is it
Let
really
something
that
call
many,
out to you.
Johnny?
You know, find out the information. Don't just take my word for it. Go look and see.
Wow,
Go look and see. All right,
600.
that's all I gotta say.
That's a lot.
I know, right?
Okay. Well, we want to thank you for your time and pulling up on us and giving us some of your wisdom, a little teeny bit, a little smidget. Again, for the people, give them that website because she has a plethora, okay, of services going on. So let the people know. Give them your website, and then again, we will have her information in the description part of this video.
Hey, my website is Metaphysical Suite number 9. And that's AIMSUITE 9.com. So aimsuite9.com is the website. Social medias is Indigo Goddess 717 on all of those. And TikTok, Instagram, Threads, or whatever.
You
All
on
of them.
Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. However,
Why
you're
you
not
saying
gonna
like
find. You can find my business. You can find Metaphysical Suite number 9 on Facebook. Yes, matter of fact, yes, go there. Follow so I can build that page up. Follow, like, share it, and I'll be putting more information on there. I also have a collection coming out really by the end of what's today? I would say maybe by Saturday on my website, which are going to be merchandise that's going to have these really amazing pictures of these deities with
oh
energy. So you can wear the deities. That's again is another way to harness that energy. You trying to rep some abundance. You put you on a Lord Ganesha or a Lakshmi shirt, walk around, live in that abundance, have that abundance next to you. That energy, some of the gods and goddesses actually have symbols and they don't have bodies. You wear that symbol, you wear that energy. It's the same as a sigil.
yes.
You wear that energy, it's gonna bring upon that power to you. All right.
Okay. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the You Thrive Everyday Show. It is your host, April Bassetti, AP Loves, and we are checking out of this thing. Peace, love, and bliss to you all.